This is Terrence Kyle with MTAC Roofing Systems, doing roof specs for Shawn and Kim. First thing I'm looking for on this roof is the overall condition of the shingle, and I'm making sure that the hail did not impact the roof after the storm that we had on March 26th. I've built two other roofs on this street, and I can tell you this is those roofs were over 12 years old. This one doesn't seem to be over 12 years old, so this one may be able to resist the impact of hail a little better than one that's a little more brittle. But I have seen some marks that look like hail to me. Now, when you have blisters on a roof just like this, I went over this before, but when you start seeing a lot of blisters, when smaller hail hits, it's really hard to basically tell the difference between those blisters and hail hits, because you can see every single shingle on this roof has blisters on it. And like I said, it's because the turtle vents just aren't ventilating the roof properly. That's not enough ventilation for as much square footage is on this roof. But I've seen stuff like this right here. You can tell that that is completely different than the blisters around it. These blisters, one thing you'll see is the fiberglass in the middle, whereas if you look right here, absolutely no fiberglass. But what I believe happened is the hail hit and it basically pushed those granules into the shingle. Stuff like that right there. All the stuff I've marked up looks similar. Every single hit mark looks pretty much the exact same. And then, like I said, every blister looks the exact same. So the blister there, you can see the shiny fiberglass in the middle, blister there, shiny fiberglass. These are all blisters. Right here, I believe that that's where hail hit, and it just left a partial impact, knocked off a little bit of granules or pushed those granules in. On the left slope here, this is the north facing slope. So what happens with the north facing slope is it kind of firms up the shingle and it makes it a little more stiff than any other shingle on the slope. So I never really look at the north slope because hail doesn't generally impact as much on the north slope. But I looked on the right slope and I look very close on this slope. Same thing going on, a lot of blistering. And then I see spots like that right there, just like that. And like I said, I mean, it's, you know, call it what you will, call it hail, call it blisters. I would call this hail, no matter the size of that hail. And then looking on the back slope, I really didn't inspect the back slope a whole lot because there's so much tree coverage, but I've found the same thing on the back slope. Spots where there's granule loss, and then you do an overview and you can see all the black specks on the roof. That's all blistering. So, you know, the end result of my inspection is it really might be rolling the dice with Allstate on whether or not they'll pay for this roof. Of course, I don't want you to file a claim if a claim's not needed. Do I think that these damages will cause damage immediately? Absolutely not. But later on down the road, all the spots that I've pointed out, eventually you'll start seeing fiberglass in all these spots. And I don't know when that time will be, but I do know that it will happen. Another thing that I've done is I've marked up all the soft metal. So your turtle vents, you can see where the hail hit. Wherever there's spatter marks is where that hail hit. However, the hail was not big enough to impact and leave dents on these. So even if the insurance company were to come out here, the first thing they're gonna do is mark up the soft metal to see if that hail impacted the soft metal. I've looked at all four and I just can't find that soft metal damage. I found one or two dings on 4 turtle vents. They're spatter marks, but with an insurance company, spatter's just not enough. They wanna see dents, they wanna see how big those dents are so they can confirm how big the impact was on the roof. On this one, I believe you got a couple small dents, and then the same thing, you got spatter marks where it knocked off the algae. Same thing over here. This one, see spatter marks. And then usually I'll look at stuff just like this right here, because if I wipe it just like that, it leaves oxidation. So if hail were to hit and it came in quantity, you would see spatter marks all over this. I've looked at the gutters, haven't seen a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of debris in there, but generally I'll mark up the top, see if we have any dents. There's tiny little dents, but I can't confirm that that is hail. It's super hard for me to confirm that. And then stuff like this, the splash shield, I'll look at that, but that's super thick to confirm that hail hit it and left impact. So Shawn, Kim, I'll get down, I'll send this video over, and we'll go from there.